the one, the only Benzion.
Good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Tonight we're doing Sotah, Daf Chav Daled, number 24. Daf Chav Daled really starts in Chav Gilon Beis, the new parak, the fourth parak. At the beginning of the new parak says, "Arusa v'shmeras yavam lo shotos v'lo notos ksuva. Shnemar sher tishta isha tachas isha. Prat l'sharusa v'shmeras yavam." A woman who's engaged, right? You're engaged to a woman, and you realize maybe she's cheating on your engagement. You could warn her and seclude her. Now, nonetheless, you can't be mashkar the May Sotah. It's effective partially that you can make her leave the marriage without getting a ksuba. You can get a ksuba from the Eris, and she loses her ksuba if you prove that she was secluded, but she's not shosa. And same thing with Shemeres Yavam, a woman who's married to a man, and they don't have any children, and he dies, and he has a brother. And the brother is waiting to do Yibum or Chalitza, and she goes ahead and she commits adultery, and he warned her, the Yavam warned her, don't seclude yourself with that person. We don't know if she committed adultery. She's secluded. It's questionable should she committed adultery or not. Doesn't apply. You can't be mashka. The Yavam can't make her take the Mesota. Why not? They are, in a certain sense, married. Arusa is sort of married to the man. Engaged. Shmeres Yavam, she's basically, right, all you need to do is Bia. They're basically almost married. Because the Torah says, Takas Isha. Isha is a full husband. To exclude Arusa Shmeres Yavam. Now, in the Gemara in Chav Daled and Aleph, the Gemara actually is a Maklis Tanoim between Rabbi Yoshi and Rabbi Yonasan. Our Mishnah happens to follow the opinion of Rabbi Yonasan. Because Rabbi Yonasan actually, if you look on Chav Daled and Aleph towards the bottom, Rabbi Yonasan Omer Takas Isha Pral Shmeres Yavam Ozi Shmeres Yavam Lozi is Arusa Talmud Lomer Asher Tishta Isha Takas Isha. So even though the Mishnah seems to learn out of two different psukim, at one pasuk, it's the Gemara makes it clear that the opinion of our Mishnah is really Rabbi Yonasan's opinion, who actually has two separate psukim, which is important. Rabbi Yosha argued on him because he only used one pasuk. So really, when our Mishnah says one pasuk, it really includes Rabbi Yonasan's second pasuk. Now, if you look at it carefully, there's two psukim by a sotah. One says Takas Isheich and Takas Isha. So Shemeres Yavam is excluded from Takas Isheich, and Arusa is excluded from Takas Isha. Takas Isha means underneath her husband. She's married to her husband. So you have to be fully married. Someone who's engaged is not fully married. However, the other pasuk, Takas Isheich, right, is the first thing we're going to exclude. Takas Isheich. It doesn't say Isha, Isheich, your husband. So, first of all, why can't you, like the Mishnah, why couldn't you exclude both? Shemeres Yavam and Arus are both not really married completely to the Yavam or to the Arus. They're not married yet. So why couldn't I exclude the Mishnah, but from the same pasuk? Really, the Mishnah is leaving out, right, details. Basically, it's two psukim, and why is there a difference in the way the psukim write it? So I would say like this: that I once was in the shir of Yonasan Sachs from YU, and I remember one of the first things we were learning Maseches Ksuvos, I think, and I think at the beginning of Maseches Ksuvos on that Benzion it talks about ein get lachar misa. Meaning, after you die, you can't give a get. Obviously, if you're dead, you can't give a get. It's talking about a case where you hinged giving the get on a certain tanai, a certain stipulation. Let's say if I come back in 12 months or something like that, and you happen to have died before giving the get, before the get was to kick in, right? Right. So you can't give the get after you died. So what's the explanation? The simple explanation in Get Lachar Misa is that there's two ways, like Maseches Kedushin it says, there's two ways to end your marriage. Either the husband dies or you give a get. Those are the only two ways to end the marriage, according to the Torah. So the reason that you can't give a get after Misa is because the Misa already severed your marriage. The Misa, your marriage is over. There's no point in giving a get after. You're not married anymore. But Rashi in Maseches Gittin says a different thing, a different explanation. Daf Tet, I believe, in Maseches Gittin. I remember this from Yonasan Sachs. Rabbi Ashi in Daf, he brought this Rashi. Rashi says, "Eina mesim megarshin." Dead people can't give a get. Now, this is obviously a different explanation than what I said before, because obviously that's a simple explanation why you can't get lachar misa, can't give a get after you're dead, is because the marriage is over. You have no connection to this person anymore. So what does it help to give a get? There's no get. The get is not effective. But according to this Rashi, it seems like he's saying something else. I realize I didn't explain what Rashi is saying, but I'm gonna flesh it out a little bit and connect it to today's daf. It seems from Rashi that even after your husband dies, it's possible you're still married to him. That's what it seems from Rashi. Now, dead people don't do anything. They don't have any actions. You're married to the guy, but you can't. Dead people don't do things, so they can't give a get. That's the symbolism of Rashi. You just can't do it because you're dead. Dead people don't do things. So, but you're still married partially, and that's really when it gets to Yibum. It's a complicated idea. We learned Masechtas Yevamos back last winter. What was it? I don't know. It's been a while. Masechtas Yevamos, a tough Masechta. But Yevamos talks about where a couple is married, they don't have any children, and the husband dies. He has a brother. He has to do Yibum or Chalitza. Now, there's some sort of connection. There's some sort of Zika connection between the Shomeres Yavim. This woman is waiting Yibum or Chalitza before they actually consummate and do Yibum. You can do Chalitza and remove that Zika, or take the Zika to another level and become fully married once he does Bia with her. He has Bia with her. Now, when the husband died, right? The simple explanation is the first husband died. She's not married to anybody, right? She's not married to anybody, right? Maybe because he has a brother. So it's like a new thing. It's a new sort of connection. But according to Rashi, Maseches Gittin, can actually say it's not exactly true. Meaning, even after the husband died, she's still married to that husband. And the brother, even the way of understanding Yibum is that the brother is just going. He's mamali makom, his brother. He's acting as his brother. And that's really what's inferred in the Torah. The Torah says when they have a child, the whole reason of Yibum is that he should have a child for his brother. He is becoming the person instead of his brother, in the stead of his brother, in the place of his brother. He's mamali makom, his brother died without having kids. He is doing this for his brother. That's, some of the Mefarshim, I think the Rabban and the Torah says. That's the idea of Yibum, to produce Zerah, to have children. So therefore, it's possible that you're not actually, even after you die, you can still be married to somebody. Technically, going to Allah. Maybe there's a head there for a woman to remarry, because once he's dead. Not because she's not married anymore, because married to a dead husband, you're allowed to marry another husband. I have to rephrase it. So that's really what it says over here. Takas Isheich. It doesn't say Takas Isha as an Arusa. She was never married to anybody. Takas Isheich, you're not married. She's not under Isheich, who was your previous, right? You're not underneath his house. You're not in his house anymore. He's dead. You're not in his house. Isheich, the original husband, the original brother you married to, is dead, right? So Isheich, the one, but you are married to him. You're still married to the dead person in a certain sense. So you're not under his, right? But you're basically in that house. You're partially in the house. You're in the house of him and his brother. You're awaiting even from the brother, which is a different person. Tachazi Sheikh, right? It excludes a Shomeres Yavam because she's not under Isheikh, because he's not in the house of the dead person anymore. She's married to that person, she's not in the house of that person anymore. So therefore she's married. It's not like Arusa, where she's not married at all. She's married still to the person, she's not in his house. Isheikh, he's waiting for the second person, the brother, to fill his stead. And maybe that's the idea over here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night, cheers. See you in the next one.